Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry, my bangs are crazy. This is called gym hair. I try my best not to overwash it because obviously all my color will get washed out of it. So it kind of doesn't look the best. But anyway, hopefully I look presentable enough. I am going to be making a recipe today. Sorry, it's cold again, and all I can think about is warm soup and hot apple cider because the warm weather left us and now it's cold again. Welcome to Canadian weather. Every day we don't know what to put on, we don't know how to dress, we don't know what the day is going to be like. So yeah, kind of annoying, but that's okay. Things will get better, but for now, I'm just going to have my cozy drink. So I'm making a protein waffle, and my waffle maker sometimes, gives me a hard time and I have to add a little bit of oil. I don't want to, but I might have to spray a little bit just so that I can actually make my waffles, because if not, they're going to stick. And it's not the greatest waffle maker. If you have found your waffle maker does not stick, let me know what the brand is. I want to know. Because maybe I just need to buy a better waffle maker and just get rid of this cheap one. But anyway, I'm usually good with it in the sense that I just spray it once on both sides and then I'm okay after that. It won't stick. I just need that little bit. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully I don't need a ton, because that will be really, really sad, because we don't even cook with oil. I only keep oil in the house because of things like this, just in case I need it for the little sprays on things. But otherwise it just sits there. So, yeah, we're going to make a protein waffle. Why am I making a protein waffle? Because I wanted to use some of the protein powder that we have, and I am looking for things that will keep me a little bit fuller in between meals, on the way to work, and on the way back, because sometimes I don't really want a dinner because I get home so late. So if I have a snack like that, at least it will give me some nutrition, and it'll give me a little boost of protein, and I'm getting something else in me, because when I get home I just want a tea and then go to bed. So yeah, let's see how it works out. Okay guys, we're going to make some chocolate waffles, plant-based waffles. They're going to be pretty healthy. I mean, waffles are always a treat, I guess, but we're not going to be adding any oil. The only oil I might add is if I feel like my waffle iron, let's move over to the waffle iron, if I need it. This is a cheap one. I had a really, really crazy expensive one, but during one of the moves, it got stuck in a bin somewhere, and I have not dug it out. So I was like, I'm not going to buy one, not going to buy one. This went on for a long time. And then finally I was like, you know what, I'm just going to buy any cheap one that I can find. So I bought this one. And it works okay. I'm not going to lie. My really expensive one is pretty fancy, but doesn't do a crazy great job. But this will sometimes stick. So I might have to lightly spray it with a little bit of coconut oil. Yeah, I just might not have a choice. So usually I spray it once and then it's good for all of the waffles, which is good. At least I don't have to keep spraying it each and every time. So, I mean, that makes me feel better. So I may have to do that. So that's the only oil that's going in. If it does, what am I putting in? So this morning I was just like, I feel like chocolate waffles. I'm thinking, what can I put into it? So this is just, my brain telling me this is going to work. I'm going to make it, and hopefully it works out. And if it does, I will post the complete recipe. So I have this protein powder, chocolate protein powder. I'm not a huge chocolate protein powder fan, but I do like using it in baked stuff sometimes just to increase the protein content of the baked good. And since I have, you know, grown people, teenagers and stuff that need extra protein, I think that's a good idea. So I am going to put some of that in. I make my own flour with oats. I just blend it up. You guys have seen this a million times, just super easy. I'm going to use oat flour, but you can use any flour. This is just what I have. Baking powder. This is the one that I buy, and I just get it from Amazon, super easy. I like the container because it stores really well, and for small space living, it's pretty narrow and small. And then I have ground flax, which I keep in the fridge just to keep it fresh. So that is my flax. I'm going to put a pinch of salt. So there's the sea salt. A little tiny drop of pure vanilla extract. So I have that here. This thing has lasted me like 100 years. Like, I don't know. I use very little of it. This is the only milk that I have, so this is what I'm using. So it is an almond vanilla. You can use any kind of milk that you have as long as it's plant-based. This is what I have. Sorry, my son's popcorn's falling. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and agave. I'm going to take out the agave because I have that in bulk, so I'm going to be using the agave. That way I can use some of that up. Okay, so I have cacao powder, and it's just cacao powder, no extra sugar or anything going in there. But get whatever you can find, because I know sometimes it's difficult, but any health store would have it. So I do have organic carob powder. So I don't have any more of the cacao, but I mean, this is pretty much the same thing, right? Probably the healthier version, to be honest, because the carob is the cacao in the natural state, I believe. So I'm just going to use some of this, and that way I can get it a little bit more chocolatey, and this has a lot of antioxidants. It's super healthy and a good source of fiber. But yeah, so this is just what it is. And I got it from Amazon, so it's pretty easy to find. I'm pretty sure that you can find it as well. And then for people that are gluten-free, it's also gluten-free. So yeah. I'm going to start by heating up this waffle iron because it needs to get nice and hot. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I plugged it in just to my stove and allow it to get nice and hot while I am mixing up the batter. Okay, so I have 1.5 cups of the flour, and I have 4 tablespoons of the cacao powder. If you want it super, super chocolatey, I would say 4 to 6 tablespoons. Sorry, losing my voice. So 4 to 6 tablespoons, I would say, of cacao, but it depends on how chocolatey you like your stuff. And I also put 3 teaspoons of baking powder in here. I put 1 tablespoon of Flaxmeal, and I did my pinch of my salt, and I just used some sea salt. And that is it. That is all of my dry ingredients. I'm going to give all of this a nice mix, and then I'm going to get another bowl, and that's where I'm going to add my wet ingredients. So yeah, just give it a nice mix, combine everything, and then I'm just going to add the wet ingredients into this one once all of the wet ingredients have been nice and combined as well. So super easy, very customizable. If you want it super chocolatey, like I said, add more cacao. We are adding the protein powder, and that's going to be chocolatey as well. So I don't want to overdo it. I'm not a huge chocolate fan, but I will have it in things like this and enjoy it. But if you are a super chocolate fan, then go ahead and add a little bit more. Totally up to you. So I store my agave in just a regular jar because I have it in bulk, and I just fill this up and use it when I'm baking things, or, you know, just in like a drink if I'm making like a latte or something, just because I got it in bulk and it was cheap, and, you know, it's a relatively healthy ingredient to have on hand for baking and stuff as far as sweetening things. Better than white sugar, so I do, you know, feel better about using this, but my first choice is coconut sugar. I really like using coconut sugar, and of course dates to be a natural alternative, or also prunes. I really like prunes. If you grind them up, you can make a nice paste and it will sweeten things really nicely, but they're so expensive, so I can't do that right now. So I'm just using this and trying not to feel bad about it, because we got to do what we got to do. for us, right? Because we have to be realistic. A lot of people show, you know, all these recipes with dates and whatnot, but like I can't afford to, for one recipe, to put in like 20 dates. I just can't. That would be like $20, just the dates, never mind the other ingredients. So yeah, you just got to pick your battles. And then I'm going to add a little bit of apple cider as well, just a teaspoon of this. And yeah, just a little bit. This is the real apple cider with the mother. So just make sure you're getting a good quality apple cider. This also lasts me a really long time because I don't use it very often. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that in here. I have my milk in here. I'm going to add a dash of the vanilla and go from there. Okay, so I forgot to add the protein powder, so I threw that in and I put 1 scoop in, and then again mix it through, make sure everything's nice and incorporated. This is chocolatey enough for me, but if you like super chocolate, you can like double chocolate it. You could even put chocolate chips in it or chocolate chunks too, because that would be kind of cool. Again, it really depends on your preference, but there's so many options. So I'm just going to let this sit for like 2 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and add this into the dry ingredients, mix it up, and then we are good to go. Okay, so I did add a little bit more flour than I thought I was going to add, just to get it to this consistency. Because I wanted the consistency a little bit thicker, I did go ahead and add more flour than I thought. This is the consistency that I like, so nice and a little bit on the thick side. And now my waffle maker is nice and hot. Make sure that it's hot, because that's going to help with the sticking issue. And then I'm going to assess if I need to spray it once. Then I'll go ahead and do that. And if not, then hopefully I can do it completely oil-free. Okay, so I just use a 1/4 cup measuring cup, popped it in. And then I'm going to allow it to cook for 2 to 3 minutes. Make sure you let it sit longer than you're probably comfortable with. It is going to steam up a bit because you want to make sure that it is cooking before you open it, or you're going to rip off the top of your waffle. So better to overcook it a little than undercook it, because you'll just end up with a total mess. So that is my tip for the day. So yeah, just let it do its thing and be patient, and you will just know when it's time to open it up. So this is a lot of batter, so I'm probably going to get quite a few, which is great. But yeah, that way I have maybe some extras. I'll bring some to work. Things like this are really easy to snack on the go, which is really good. And you know, you're using like oat flour, you're using natural ingredients. And also, if you are looking for a boost of protein, something like this is a really easy way of adding a little bit of extra protein into your diet. And it's just kind of a fuss-free recipe. Just throw all the stuff together in the bowl, and really it's just the waiting for it to cook in the waffle maker that is the time-consuming part. So I did spray my waffle maker once, and it should be good now for all of them. That's what I found with this particular one, so it really depends on the one that you have. But to be on the safe side, I decided to just spray it lightly and go from there. So yeah. Okay, so it's steaming less now, so that is a good sign for me that it's going to be time to open it up. So let's see. Oh, a little bit of sticking, but yeah, they're done. So super chocolatey, smelling amazing, and they're still kind of fluffy, which is great. They're not super dense because of the oat flour. Sometimes, depending on the flour, it will be a little bit dense. So you can kind of customize it and see what flour works better for you. But I think they turned out pretty darn good for the first ones, because usually the first ones are the ugly ones. Yeah, kind of happy with them. So you just kind of continue on and work your way through the batter. Okay, so I just tried it. Oh my gosh. Like, so delicious. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is a win. I just ate it like without any syrup or anything. So this is definitely something you can have on the go as a snack. It's like so delicious. It's just the time, obviously, to make it, because waffle makers take a while, but it is worth it. I had a couple open up because I opened this too soon. I wasn't following my own advice. See how it's steaming up? Wait till it finishes steaming up, because it's doing its thing, it's cooking. Let it do its thing. impatience, I opened it. I was still able to eat it because I just picked off the part on the top and the part on the bottom. They were both cooked, just not together because I split it when I opened up the waffle maker. But then I stuck it together and it's still fine, so I'm still gonna eat it. But anyway, if for appearance and if you're giving it to somebody else, just wait. Don't open it so soon. But yeah, they're really good on their own as a snack. This is gonna be a winner. I think I'm gonna be making this more often because I think everyone's gonna really like it. So yeah, that is what I'm doing, just continuing to make the waffles. So I'm just drizzling a little bit of the maple syrup, pure maple syrup. Please don't add that sugary junk. It's the Canadian in me. I just can't handle that sugary junk that people put on their pancakes. Just buy the real thing. There are a lot of health benefits to maple syrup as well. So don't feel super guilty about it. It's going to sweeten it up. It's going to be a little bit of nutrition as well. And you don't need that much. Like, these are pretty thick. And I mean, I drizzled some and that's going to be fine. But like I said, I think I'm going to eat these mostly by itself. So I'm pretty plain. You can add strawberries on top. You can add whatever you want, fruit on the side. I'm just going to eat a banana, honestly, just because I got to get some potassium in me. And then I'm just going to eat these. So yeah, I'm pretty plain and basic this morning. I'm also going to have a bell pepper because you guys know, if you've been on the channel for a while, I eat a bell pepper pretty much with every single meal. I don't know why. It's just something that I love. So gonna balance that out with a little bit of veg in the morning as well. And that is pretty much it. That is my yummy protein chocolate waffles. Super easy to make and very customizable as always. Guys, I wish you guys can smell how good my house smells. It is so yummy. Oh my gosh, these are turning out fantastic. I'm super happy with them. And that is just continuing to cook up. And they're pretty good size. Like, I'm not being skimpy on the size, like these two are still connected. But yeah, you can make little ones, big ones, but this batter will make quite a few. So you have some for an extra snack as well. One of the things that I have daily is a decaffeinated green tea. I have one a day, sometimes two. It really depends on the day. But even through the summertime, I'm going to keep this up because of the health benefits. So we're going to continue doing that. I was doing that for a while and then I fell off, and I do make my own tea blends and they all have really healthy properties. So I was kind of just doing that, but then I got a thermography scan and the person doing the scan recommended that I continue doing a green tea a day just for my health. Breast health, health in general. It's just really important to incorporate it. So she suggested it and I just decided I'm going to incorporate it again. And yeah, it's just a nice cozy drink. You don't want the water to be super boiling, but nice and warm. And that way you're getting all the benefits of the green tea. But that is something that I do daily. So some of these are eaten, some of them are still cooking away. But yeah, I'm going to be honest, I like them just plain. I'm just really plain. I like things simple. I would definitely make these as a snack food on the go, or like for a hike or anything like that. They are going to be super delicious. And yeah, I mean, you could put loads of stuff on it. Fruits, syrup, icing sugar if you wanted. You can jazz them up for other people, definitely. But I just like them plain. They taste really good on their own, and I don't need any added sugar because I already put the agave in there. And if you want to cut down the sugar considerably, then don't put the agave in. Don't put any sweetener in the batter, and then just that way you only have what you're putting on when you're dressing up your waffles. But I'm the opposite. I'd rather just put the sugar in and have it already in the batter, and that way I don't have to add anything else. But they were tasty with the syrup. I just like them better plain.